What's going on, everybody? Anthony Campo here, your coach and host of the Be Battle Ready podcast. And today I want to know, are you winning the battle over procrastination? The question is, what does it take to build a battle ready business? What does it take to dial in your marketing, sales, fulfillment, and leadership so that you can go to war in the marketplace and win? My name is Anthony Campo, your host and chief coach at Battle Ready Business. This is the Be Battle Ready podcast, Daily Battle Edition. And on a daily basis, we're going to take a deep dive look at what it takes to win in the marketplace. So sit back, relax, and I'll see you on the other side. All right. So, are you winning this battle? The battle over procrastination. You know, you and I, we have these goals, these dreams, this purpose that we feel like we need to serve. And, you know, we probably you and I establish plans, and we establish, daily actions to do. And we have this idea, like we know what to do and we know how to do it, right? But we end up running into a wall and we end up procrastinating. We end up putting things off and avoiding what we know we need to do to move us forward. We do this by doing busy work. We do this by, stepping out and helping somebody else. We do this by taking another course, hiring another coach, and reading another book or listening to another book, whatever delivery mechanism you and I do. And we wonder why we're not producing results. Like we end up hitting a wall, right? There's something behind that. Okay? And we procrastinate by not doing our best work as well. Right? I know about this. I've experienced this. This is in my past, and even today is something that is something that I struggle with, to be authentic. And, I've experienced this with working with clients, like giving them, all right, let's set up your daily, weekly task and what you're going to get done in the next 7 days. And they commit to it. Their intentions are there. Their everything is there. But they end up not doing it. They get distracted. Right? And you've probably experienced this where, something gets in the way, whatever it might be. And there's a few reasons. There's one main reason. Actually, let's go through a few different reasons why. The main reason that a lot of times this happens is that there are some limiting beliefs and underlying programming that are, that you're not aware of, that because you're not wanting to face that, right? So this is where the avoidance comes in, right? Like you might have a story, something telling you that, if you go do this, right, this is going to happen. Okay. For me, that story is like when I give my full effort, right? I'm either going to get in trouble or I'm going to hurt myself or hurt somebody around me. I'm going to lose a relationship. Okay. So for me, I'll give you how that, those three stories. Okay. When I was 7 years old, I was like excited to play football, scared, but excited, right? Scared, but excited. And I remember the day this happened, where this story came from. This story came from, we were doing this drill where one person would run with the ball. It's called Alabama drill. If you don't know football, they set up one person on one side of a set of pads, those like cylinder pads, and they lay about 4 or 5 of those out. And those are representing, going between the linemen or how you run the ball. Then on the other side, somebody is the tackler. And, and you're the running the ball, what hole or what angle you're going to take to go through and what number of pads you're going to go, because they number each one, 1, 2, 3, 4. In your head, you know where you're going. So your goal as the ball runner is to get through and not get tackled. Or at least make a good contact and, get through that defender and win that little battle in there. Okay. And the defender is supposed to tackle you and stop you. Okay. So I remember like lining up. This is like first day of pads. Okay. First day of pads, and like everything's on, whatever. And I'm super pumped. And maybe I've done a few things in my first year of football, and I line up and I go, I'm just going to give everything I got. Right. Like I pumped myself up. I was all into it. I go, I make collision, and bam, I hit the guy. Right. But what I did is I put my head down. And when I put my head down, my helmet went into my collarbone, right? Put my head down, my helmet went into the collarbone, broke my collarbone. Boom. First day of pads. So I developed this story of when I give my all, I'm going to get hurt, right? I'm going to get hurt, okay? Now, the other thing is that there was another time in 8th grade where I was getting real excited with this guy. I was playing with him and being excited and being kind of aggressive. And we were being aggressive with each other. And I pushed him into a bush. Just playing with him. I wasn't being mean. I was just playing with him, right? So then I developed a story that said, I'm going to get in trouble. When I do stuff like this and I allow that like energy, that excitement out, I'm going to get in trouble. Right. And I think I might've I was going to a Southern Baptist Christian school, and they, paddling was a thing. And I think I got paddled that time, and I got in trouble there. Okay. And then, the other thing is I'm going to lose a relationship. Okay. I felt my sophomore year in college, my dad was sick, and I ended up, stopped playing football. I lost my motivation because I felt like I was going to lose my dad. And I had to go out with my dad, and maybe that was a good decision, but this story came up with it, right? Like I'm not, there's these stories that, we allow them to control us, and they're underlining. And what we need to do is actually just dispel these stories. And there's a number of other reasons why someone would procrastinate. And I think we'll just stick with these today. But, when we have these underlining stories, this underlining programming, and we do not dispel it, we do not expel it from ourselves and rewrite it, then we will continue on. We will continue on, allow that, and we'll continue on to not know why we're self-sabotaging ourselves, why we are, why we're not achieving the goals, and we seem to have everything that we need. And we don't. Trust me, I've experienced it. So a couple things that can help is, actually coaching, right? This is something that, obviously growing up, I played sports, and I thought coaches were coaches and they taught you things and they did this stuff and but when we get into this type of coaching, right, into adulthood, into the professional life, into, the personal development and high, human performance space, coaching becomes something a lot different. Coaching is no longer, there's a distinction between coaching and consulting and training, right? Someone who's going to teach you a skill is going to be a trainer, right? They're going to train you to do something, right? I train my dog to sit. I train my dog to lay down, right? I don't coach my dog, right? Coaching comes to where are you coming into collision with the limits of your current self, right? And what do we need to do? Where do we need to explore to move past that? Okay. So coaching helps, right? And then there's the one thing is another thing is your habits through self-care. Okay. Taking care of yourself, getting into a routine of, exercise, nutrition, meditation, journaling, right? Connecting with people you love, like expressing love and sharing love, right? Because one of the things, if those stories are there, you're going to have some emotional blockage, right? And, sometimes counseling helps, sometimes doesn't. And then, to actually move ourselves forward professionally, we're going to have our own business habits, a clear focus of where we're going, what is reverse engineering the actual work that it needs to get there, right? What do we need to do daily? What do we need to do weekly, right? Having clarity in that, right? Have a structured framework, and having that very similar framework in your life. Having frameworks and structure in your life really helps you out in having structure and framework in your business. So those are the three things. These are important because, the coaching helps obviously get you past what you cannot see, right? And what you're not really, you need a guide to walk you through that space. The frameworks and the habits and the self-care get you to kind of there's a few different levels to this. It gets your energy, Mona, your energy in your body moving. Look, you start off with, exercise to get the blood flowing, right? You get into some meditation to get like that metaphysical energy and that flow going, right? And to slow the mind, control the mind, put the mind in its state that it needs to be in. And then you really connect to your heart, right? And then from there, the structures and frameworks is something so you have nothing to guess. You take the decision off your plate, right? When you have a list of things that you need to do daily, weekly, and monthly, and you gamify that, then you're going to accelerate into that. You're going to accelerate and speed up and be able to get more shit done in less time. So I hope that helps. If you're needing some coaching, if you're stuck, if you're procrastinating at this moment, right? You don't know why, right? And you're like, look, I keep getting pulled in 5 different directions. I keep losing not getting the stuff I'm doing, not facing the stuff I know I need to do. And you don't know why, right? Go ahead and reach out and go to anthonydcampo.com. And we can get connected there, and then we can get rocking. And from here, I look forward to supporting you, and I'll talk to you soon.